All right, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you if you're tuning in watching the replay. We appreciate you coming in as well. I am going to turn my camera on. There I am. It's so great to see everybody. We are currently live on YouTube, so if you have a YouTube channel, please go like, share, subscribe, share the video. You can text it out, say, hey, take a look at this. There's something going on that I think that you should be checking out. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to delay the time. I have called this summons. I have summoned ladies from all across all different various industries because we have survived what is commonly known as tax season, which is the April 15th deadline. You know, it was all the build up from January to April, like we got to file our taxes, or I file taxes, or if you know somebody who should file their taxes. There's been a lot of talk about the April 15th deadline. And so a lot of times in the financial industry, there are things that we do to prepare for it. But once it come and go, now what? You know, we survive beating the deadline. And as you can see, I have some little notes here on the side. We survive, you know, unprepared clients that come to us wanting solutions. We've survived clients coming to us and, hey, I heard that you can do such and such. Can you help me? Whether you're a realtor, a school teacher, work at a bank, you know, if you are a insurance agent, whatever your industry is, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you know, if you work at your favorite retail store, no matter what industry you're in, chances are someone has asked you for advice, you've helped them, you got them through the, you know, their trial or their test. And so that is who I'm speaking to today, which everyone is welcome to this information. But I am specifically talking to women that are in the financial industry in some form of fashion. Like I said, whether you're a realtor, school teacher, an insurance agent, a tax professional, whatever the case may be. Well, in our case, me and Laura's case, we're financial educators. And so I said, you know what? Let's get together and do something for us, you know. So here we are today. So I'm going to do a brief presentation. I'm going to talk about a few things. I'm going to bring Miss Laura up. She is awesome. And I'll tell you more about her as we go. And so just a quick few reminders before I get into the presentation of why we're here today. I wanted to make sure that you all are aware as business owners, as entrepreneurs, no matter the industry, don't forget about the Corporate Transparency Act. If you don't know what it is and you own a business, whether you're selling Avon, you have a catering business, or you have a Fortune 500 company, this applies to you. And if you're thinking about starting a business, or if you've been in business 20 years, make sure that you're up on the Corporate Transparency Act. And on my YouTube channel, I do have a video outlining it in more detail, or you can reach out to me specifically to help you with that. Also, another quick note, if you are, you know, like, hey, tax season is over, I got some questions about my taxes, calling the IRS, just know that they take about 16,000 calls per day per representative. So, you know, those wonderful long hold time as to why. And so you may actually want to connect with a tax professional to help you get through that. Just on yesterday, I did receive an updated email from our HR department. There's a new labor law talking about the new compensation plan, of how many hours a person can work, when do they qualify for overtime, even for salary, people have to be making a certain amount of money in order to be considered salary now. I will be doing a more in-depth HR overview in May. Why would I do that? Well, because as entrepreneurs, we tend to bring on people to help us. Preferably, that is a goal of yours, to not try to do it all, that you would solicit some help. And oftentimes we get volunteers. Well, what happens when you have to pay people to volunteer? So there are some rules and there's some new rules. And so I want to make sure that you are aware. And then also income year round. As tax professionals or those that work in certain financial industries, we have those peak seasons, you know. As financial educators, we find that in August through November, like our high months. We also find that if you're a tax professional, January through April is where the buzz is. Your car salesman, you know, whatever. There are certain peaks of times where your industry, if you're a realtor, I don't know, is it better during the summer? I don't know. I know if I'm going to look for houses, I want it to be nice and clear and sunny. So there are certain industries that have better seasons than others. And so I want to talk to you today about something that could potentially add to what you're already doing to give you income year round. And then also last little reminder or tip that I'm going to give you for Tax Tip Tuesday. Yes, I am doing a 2-for-1. It is Martin Business Solution Tax Tip Tuesday. So since I got you all here, might as well give you some tips. And if you're watching a replay, just play like it's Tuesday if it's Wednesday. All right. So the IRS has inherited $80 billion task force dollars that they can use to go out and do audits, to turn over every rock and every stone. So I highly recommend that you link up with a financial educator and or a tax professional from this point on, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's none of those are why we're here, but I did want to make sure that you're aware of what's going on. And once again, I am Candy Martin with martinbusinesssolutions.com, and I am here today to talk about we survived tax season. Now what? What is the next thing that you're going to do the rest of this year? We got about 5.5, we got about 6 months or like almost 6 months left, and we're about to be on our last half. What are we doing to get through that? So let's get right into it. So as a tax professional or a financial educator or even a realtor, a banker, this is how people imagine our lives. You know, us women, we're just walking through and we're all glam and you know, we're turning the heads as we come through. This is how they imagine our life, you know, that we're in the financial industry. Money is just falling out the sky. We can shop till we drop. You know, everybody that I beck and call, we're all just beautiful all day long, you know, looking like Miss Julia here in this picture. But how many of you know that is not the reality? The reality is we have to listen to our clients, their wonderful, great ideas. And I'm like, that is not, I don't even know if that's legal what you're trying to do, you know, or do you even have the capability to do that? And so we oftentimes, even though they come to us for one service, we normally have to educate them on the next thing. If it's buying a home, they think they just find a house they want, they pay the money they want, and they're at the closing table all in 2 weeks. That doesn't always work like that. If they are looking to save for retirement, they want $6,000 coming in every month, but they're only going to give us $200 a month to work with. It doesn't work like that. You know, if they are filing taxes and they typically would owe the IRS $10,000, well, now they want to give us this shoebox of deduction and they want to get a $3,000 refund. It doesn't work like that. But that's the reality. When people don't know how money works, they have the tendency to make up what they think it's going to work because they got information from their uncle, they saw something on Instagram, they read an article that was 30 years old, and they think that still applies today. And so our job here today is kind of give a little tidbit as to how we can teach people how money works, and how does that correlate with your industry, whatever it is. Like I said, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a school teacher, a realtor, a baker, a soccer coach, whatever it is that you do to earn a living, chances are there's something missing. And that something that's missing is that we need more help, more hands to help make sure that we educate people across all industries. So we just hang on a second, I'm going somewhere. So Laura and I, and my team and I, we have an idea for you. So I'm going to play this quick video. And once the video is done, I'm going to come back and it's going to all make a little more sense as to why I asked you to take a few moments of your time to be here with us on today. So I'm going to turn my camera off so you can really focus in on the video. Let me get it playing for you. All right. Make sure it's playing. And if it's not playing, I'm going to get it to play. Hold on. All right. Laura, could you give me thumbs up if you can see watch the video on the screen? Does it say that? No?
Yes.
Okay, great. And let me make sure that you can hear it.
There's a revolution brewing, a financial literacy revolution. At the heart of this movement is a new book, Change Your Literacy, Change Your Life.
It got muted.
Because they know how money really works. That's what we're aiming for. And it starts with this book.
You can choose the format that's right for you. Want the full story? Dive into the entire ebook. Just want the highlights? We've got a short overview for you. And for those of you who say, just give me the bottom line, our TLDR version is for you. Because sometimes less is more, especially when you're in a hurry to get financially savvy.
And it doesn't stop there. The book is the first step in an educational system designed to empower people from all ages and walks of life. It lays the foundation and sets the stage for the How Money Works book series, a comprehensive exploration of personal finance topics.
This book series has had unprecedented media attention, being featured hundreds of times across various platforms. ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC, and SiriusXM have all spotlighted it, recognizing the exceptional content. In addition, publications like CNBC, Newsweek, and the Wall Street Journal have also dedicated their pages to covering this information.
But it's not just about reading. We have additional resources like course slides and printable workbooks to bring this financial education to life. This makes it easier than ever for educators to incorporate financial literacy into their teaching methods and engage students in interactive learning experiences.
And once you engage with this content, we're ready to talk. We're here to answer questions and provide personalized guidance, ensuring that our students receive the support they need to achieve their financial goals.
And the revolution doesn't stop with individuals. We also have a vision for businesses and organizations to join in on this financial literacy movement. By implementing our educational resources and programs, companies can help their employees become financially educated and empowered.
Imagine a world where people have the confidence, knowledge, and skills to effectively manage their finances. In this world, they can make informed decisions about their money, leading to lower financial stress and increased productivity. It all starts with providing the resources and educational tools to enhance their financial understanding and decision-making abilities.
Join us in sharing this powerful video to help ignite the financial education revolution. Together, we can pave the way for a future where everyone has equal access to the knowledge and resources necessary for achieving financial success. Let's begin the journey to change your financial literacy and then change your life. Download our ebook now and take the first step to a brighter financial future.
All right. I think that was a pretty awesome video. I didn't know about you guys, but to me, let's see. All right. So now we're back. So the reason why I put the call out for women to join us on this Zoom today is because we do need more hands. We do need more educators to get out there. And so on this picture, you'll see Laura and I and two of our teammates and business partners, and also the founder of the How Money Works 7 Money Milestone Company, Mr. Tom Matthews. And in this picture, it kind of embodies what I'm looking to do. I don't want to do it alone. I could, but it would take me longer to get there and it wouldn't be as much fun. because what you don't see in this picture is all the fun Laura and I were having dancing before we took this picture. I decided not to show the video.
Thank
But
you.
my word, you're welcome. But take my word, we were having a blast. And so one of the things that I wanted to do today, and why Laura and I decided to get on and just put this brief call to action out, is to let you all know a few things about that's coming up in the financial industry and some of the reasons as to why we're here and why we need your help. And so in this picture, we got together to do some team training, to do some relationship building, some networking, to learn about new things. As always in this industry, is ever flowing, and it's good to be on the learning side of it. And we love educating people. We love teaching people how money works. And so one of the ways for us to love on more people is to get you to help us with that. And as you remember earlier, I said we survived tax season. Tax season is over. The rush is gone. So now what are we going to do? What is going to be our plan for the remaining 6-7 months of the year? If you're in real estate, if this is not the hot moment for you, because everybody is different, if you're not selling a house as of today, what are you doing? So what else could you do in conjunction to what you're doing? If you're a stay-at-home mom, you just want to earn a little extra cash here and there for the PTA fundraiser, we have something for you. And I'm urging you, and I'm asking you to take a look at it twofold. One, to help me to help others, and for two, to take advantage of a possible extra source of income for you. All right. And so in here, through this survey that was conducted, still today in 2024, we're on an average about earning 82 cents for every man. Now, men, if you're watching, we love you too. We want you to partner up with us. I do have men on my team. So this is not a male bashing session, but it is just a reality check. We're currently in other sectors, we're earning about 82 cents for every dollar. But here, which you'll learn a little bit more about what we do, it's dollar for dollar, whether you're a female or a male. And so that's one of the reasons why I love what we do. we get to make sure that is also, well received, but it is a reality. Women, we serve as primary breadwinners in about 40% of households. We own about 30% of private businesses. I'm an attestment to that. My business is Martin Business Solution, and I do own it. I am the sole owner of that. And so we hold about 52% of the managerial professional related positions. If you go into any retail store, chances are it's a female that is the manager. And we earn 57% of the college degrees, which is also going to also tell me that we probably have the most student loan debt as well. But that's another story for another day. But I just kind of wanted to make sure that I covered those bases with you as to why we're putting this call to action out to women. So here's the biggie. By 2030, women are expected to have the financial access in an excess of $30 trillion. And I'm sure it's going to be even more because we're on a crusade now to educate more women about financial education. And so I'm just taking a stance. I guess I accepted this ministry call of financial education to make sure that women are educated, that we're out there, we're sharing, we're not being gatekeepers to this information. We're swinging the gate wide open and we're saying, hey, come on in here, learn what we know, get prepared to take in the influx, whether you are getting prepared because you inherited the funds or your business took off and you have more income than usual. How are you strategizing to put that to work for you? And so that is one of the reasons why we're here. And that's why we're asking women of all walks of life from all different industries to partner up with us to help us educate us. So it's sort of like the FUBU slogan, for us, by us, kind of get out there. Let's link arms and let's see how we can help us better prepare to take in. And 2030 is only 5 years from now? 4 or 5 years from now, not very long. The way this time is flying, we're going to be putting up the Christmas tree and taking it down again. So we got to tighten up. And so I'm still on the crusade, no women left behind, and that's why I asked you to be here. So I really appreciate that. So I'm gonna stop talking and yapping, and I am gonna bring up the fabulous Miss Laura Williams. She is she's a financial educator. She's been in the financial industry for 30 years plus. And I'm excited and thankful and grateful that she's on with us. You know, she's an expert in her field. She's top tier when it comes to professionalism. She's a lot of fun to be around because she gets it. You know, she understands, and I'm not going to get too much into her story, but I just want to tell it, so I'm going to let her do it. But she is one of my business partners. She's a team leader with us. She's a mom. She's a friend. She's my friend too. And she's a boss lady. I know she don't like to be called boss lady, but let me tell you, she has got her ducks in a row and she knows what she's talking about. And so, Miss Laura, if you don't know by now, when we call somebody a boss lady, that means she's on it. She's on it. And it has a lot to do with financial education, financial literacy, and reaching back and helping others. So I'm going to bring up Miss Laura to come and share her story with us for a few minutes.
Well, thank you, Candy. You're just you're too kind, honestly. And really we're more like family than anything else. So don't let her kid you on all that. So I guess Candy had asked me to sort of do a little bit of my story and background and kind of how I got into WealthWave. And I did start in the financial industry right out of college, which was a few years ago. And then I worked in the big warehouse firms, the Merrill Lynch, Morgan Stanley, kind of firms for 10 years. And then I took 10 years off to be a stay-at-home mom. So it gives me a lot of perspective on what we do now. And then I was back as soon as when I got divorced, back in the industry again, and for another 20 years. One of the things that really stands out, the difference between that wirehouse world, it's all those, those big advisors behind the big desks, right? Primarily, they're men. I was a vice president and supervised about 125 financial professionals. And of those 125 financial professionals, part of the reason for the 82 cents on the dollar is about 35 of them were women. And those women were all in the support staff roles. They were not advisors. Of the advisors, there were 2 that were women. And there was 1 that was a person of color. So it's the contrast between that world and what we have here at WealthWave is just incredible. We are more like the real world. We talk to everybody, and everybody has equal footing and opportunity. Nobody looks at the color of our skin or what race, what sex we are. It doesn't matter. Our code number gets paid, and if we're hardworking, if you come in and you do what you need to do and you work hard and you build what you build, your code number gets paid. Nobody looks at whether or not it's what your history is or any of that. It's just an amazing thing the way it works here. When you look around, we really do look like the world. And it's a way better place to be, honestly. So after in 2019, stepping back, I ended up getting reorganized out of Wells Fargo Advisors. I was kind of glad. I was more the pick me. There's the one that got to go. And because I was 61 and I thought, well, I could retire. Let me just think about that, right? And about 8 months into it, when the paycheck stopped coming from the severance, and I really couldn't paint any more mailboxes and clean the patio. I mean, I was so over being home. I started doing this business. I moved my licenses over and really have been, I really had a pretty slow start because of my own choice. Not that it was hard to do. It was just me kind of going, I'm not sure. Well, fast forward to now, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be able to work with the family that I have, like with Candy and with Marlene and others here in Jacksonville and all the, across the country, really. And helping families is just such a great experience. It's not like we're not looking at the top tier of the $1 million producers out there. $1 million clients, I'll take anybody, right? I'm happy to help because we are financial educators and we work from the heart and we help people. So we're able to help everybody. And that feels really good. I don't turn down somebody because they don't have enough. I'm okay to talk to them and help them in any way I can. And that's just an awesome feeling. And I always tell the story of one of my first clients, who, we went through her financial stuff. She was 65 or 66 years old and was retiring, and she had a 401k, but she didn't know what to do with it. She says, Laura, I don't know how to get the money. I know I was supposed to be putting money in, but I didn't know how to get it out. And so I was able to sit down with her and create a plan with her to be able to make sure she's never going to run out of money in retirement, to protect some of the assets so that she never loses them, and be able to put some of it in where she can get some market gains. So we came up with a whole plan of action. And she actually, when we started the process and as we got through the initial plan, when she left, she gave me a hug with a tear in her eye. And she just said, thank you so much, because you don't get that. She would not have even been talked to at one of those other big firms. And I was able to put a plan in place. Had lunch with her yesterday. She's a dear friend of mine now. So that's the difference that we have here. We really do help people. It's an awesome second career for me. I'm able to do it when I want to and as much as I want to. So I can spend all day long, smiling and dialing and making contacts and doing stuff. Or I can take some time off whenever I feel like it. And I love that concept. It's a really good way to have some additional income. There's a lot of people that do this part-time. Some of my team members are, full-time employed, but they're doing this on the part-time basis to have extra income. And they're really loving the exact same thing I'm finding about it, is helping people. And just having that, that extra income doesn't hurt. We have one lady who has been with us for a while. She's never gone full-time. She's always part-time. She has a business. She's a QuickBooks pro, so she has her business doing that. And she does this. She will tell you sometimes it's not even part-time. And Diane is her name, and she made $50,000 last year doing this sometimes. So it is a really good balance to your already existing career, especially if you're doing something in the financial industry already, or working with people with their money, whether it's real estate, like Candy said, because it's a value add. It's right there. You already are talking to them about their financial stuff. You know what they can afford or can in the house. And at that point, then, they're in a situation where they need some financial planning because they've just made this big purchase. They're moving forward with their lives. Maybe they're planning children and family. So it's a perfect segue into the rest of that picture. We deal with people that have that start with a healthcare background, and they'll do the Medicare or be health insurance people. And this is a great value add to that business. They're already licensed. They're able to come in and, we can do what we call a referral business, so that they can just refer clients. We will take it, process, do the business. They don't really have to do much. We write it under their, what we call code number. They get paid and they're happy because all they did was go, here's Candy. And so it's really, there's so many different ways to fit into what you do, and just add value to, other people as well as yourself. What else should I tell them, Candy?
Oh no, you're doing a great job. I'm sitting here like, write that down. Like
I could ramble on.
Let me tell you, I didn't know you can paint too. So now, okay, I got something else I'm gonna sign you up
Oh
for.
yeah,
You
I'm
let
a home improvement person.
let that slip out. One of the things I do want to ask you, Laura, like you said, it's considerably a male-dominated industry, but here at WealthWave, we're about 51, maybe 52% women. And so that's awesome. We do have the support of our male business partners. But one of the things I wanted to ask you was, why with us? Like, what's so different than, I know you said, some of those real houses, you have to have so much money in order to be a client, to be able to help the client. But what would make a person just take a look at what we do and say, you know what, this is it. This is it. I know I love it here. You love it here, but what could I offer?
It's about, starting out with the heart of service and wanting to help people. And if you have the interest in the financial stuff, then that's great. But one of the things that's really different is when you come on board at one of those big other firms, you're immediately competition. The other advisors don't want you there because they're all competing for the same clients, right? Was here, when someone comes on new, we embrace that person. We love that person. We want them to be successful. It's part of our business model that we want the newest person to succeed. You know, because if everybody does better, we all do better. And that family environment, and I can't say that strongly enough. I mean, across the country, when we go to meetings, it really is like family reunion time, and we love each other. And it's just that piece of it, that flying in formation, and that lifting each other up, and support and leadership is just key for me.
Thank you. It is, it really is. It's like family. We have to stay focused, like, oh, hey, we're here for business. Let's settle down, you know. But it really is family orientated, and women are embraced. And like you mentioned, some people come in, they do it part-time, sometime, and full-time. And so one of the call to actions that I have for you all was just to kind of take a few minutes. If someone else invited you or someone else shared this video with you, get back with them. And I want to encourage you to take, to hear what Laura was saying in her story. She's doing this because she wants to, and she has the access to do. And so Laura, we don't have any required quotas and no stack of deadlines that we have to meet. I mean, that's why some of us are trying to get out of corporate America. So what is it like here for, do we have deadlines that we have to meet?
We don't, and we make our own path, and we have goals, and there's ways that are clearly defined, goals and objectives to work our way up through the promotion, guidelines or whatever, so we know what we can do and how to do it. But we can stop at any point along the way. There's nobody telling us what we have to do or how we have to do it, except making sure that we're doing the right thing for clients and helping people. So anyone that's willing to do the work can be successful. It doesn't matter what your background was or is. You don't have to be financially savvy. You don't have to have even a college degree. It's really more about, having the work ethic and the willingness to really put the effort in.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so what I hear in that is it's an opportunity for you to, if you're doing great, this is even another great way to add, because it's not just about earning income, which we do earn a nice income, but it's also about helping people, making sure that they are well educated when it comes to finances, making sure that they don't make some of the mistakes that I know I have made or someone else may have done. It was like, man, if I would have knew this 20 years ago, this isn't taught in school. Chances are it's not being a conversation had around a dinner table. And so people kind of just go through life making errors and stumbling on getting financially educated in our current school system. They have a few schools that are doing financial education classes about how to balance a checkbook. Well, if anybody knows, these children aren't balancing checkbooks. Everything is on the phone. Like, they can pay for their groceries at the counter with their phone. So one last thing, Ms. Laura, and then we'll kind of open it up for Q&A. What can you tell us about how we're specifically helping women when it comes to financial education? We'll help everybody. Nobody's off limits, but we're saying right now in this moment, what are we doing to help financially educate women?
Well, like the slide you put up, we have the book that's specifically for women, although men are certainly able to read it, and they all have women in their lives, whether it's a wife, a mother, or a daughter. So don't think it's just, they can't touch it. But money concepts are the same for women as they are for men. It works the same way. But women find themselves in different situations through their life than men do oftentimes. And this book is just amazing that it has 9 characters in there. They're in each decade of their lives, and you can see them there everywhere from an 18-year-old figuring out what degree to have in college and learning about student loans and how that works, to somebody who is a real estate agent and trying to plan for, her family, both, kids in school and a husband, and their retirement. somebody is a special need, has a special needs child that they're working to take care of, which is a whole different kind of planning. You know, and very often what happens is what happened with Fatima is she's 73 years old and she was a stay-at-home mom her whole life, and her husband took care of the finances. And that's pretty typical that women do that. They just defer to their husband. Well, first of all, they don't always know either, but what happened with Fatima is that her husband passed away suddenly. So there she is at 73 years old and she has no idea about money. And that's, we used to see it a lot where, you know, women would come in and they don't even know how to write a check. And they don't know where the bills are or why the money's where it is or whatever. So it's really great. The book touches on each of the characters, each of their situations. There's checklists in there, depending on which the situation is. Fatima has a checklist of what to do when you lose a spouse. Hope had her husband asked for a divorce. So there's a checklist in there for divorcing people and how you go about all of making sure you get all those pieces of information. So it's really a great, it's a really great guide. And when you read it, it's like you start saying, oh, that's Aunt Mary, or oh, that's so-and-so that, you know, went to high school with, or whatever. You start realizing you know some of these people, or you recognize them in yourselves.
And I know, and that's such a great overview, Laura, of the characters. I mean, as you were talking, I was thinking of certain clients, certain family members, and I'm like, oh, I gotta call her, you know, I gotta reach out to her. And that's great that this book has that. My favorite character is Maria, of course, you know.
Yeah.
In the financial industry, and she's you know, talking about how to start a business, which is something that's near and dear to my heart, helping small business owners. And so you know, with that, you know, even though the call was mainly targeted toward tax professionals, this is really open to anybody in any industry. But I just really resonate with Maria as far as helping small businesses on how to set up your accounts and things that you need to have, your checklists. And that's why, like at the very beginning, I wanted to make sure I took this time to tell you guys about, make sure you don't forget about the Corporate Transparency Act and all those sort of things. And so I really resonate with Maria. And I was so glad to see that her character, her type of character was in this book. And so what Laura and I are going to do, what we do on a daily basis, or as we do it, you know, sometimes part-time, sometimes full-time, at our leisure, but definitely we have our goals and we have our benchmarks and we have things that we're trying to accomplish. And so to, you know, it's like with anything, what you're going to get out of what you put into it. So some of the things that we do educate people on, like, you know, hey, what are we going to be teaching people, or what am I going to be learning if I come to you? We teach about the power of compound interest. We talk about the time value of money. And we also talk about the rule of 72, which is one of our favorite concepts, I think, kind of across the board. But there are many other things that we do discuss. But one of the things I want to make sure that you ladies are understanding is women typically are more comfortable talking about money with women. We talk about our hair together. We talk about makeup together. We talk about our clothes. You know, I'm always texting Laura like, "Hey, what's the dress code for this event?" You know, because I know Laura is going to be together. I'm like, make sure, should I wear sandals? Should I wear tennis? You know, is it going to, you know, what should I wear? And you know, but we can easily do that. So just imagine what effect we'll have on each other when we can talk about money, when we can help each other, when we can reach across and say, hey, you know, unfortunately, I know that you're going through a divorce. Have you considered these things? Hey, you're getting married, you know, have you thought about these things? Have you had this conversation? These are the questions you should ask. And so we do that, and that not only empowers our client to make better money decisions, but it also has a sense of reward for us, knowing that, yeah, I know, I'm not talking about the money reward. I mean, that's there too, but I mean the reward of we're helping, you know, to change lives of families. We're for me, it's kind of like almost undoing what I didn't get. You know, I want to make sure, I mean, like I could think like, man, if I knew this at my age, you know, how much further. And so we do have those reflection moments. So one way for us to heal through that is to share the information with somebody else. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm excited about being here, and why I'm offering this opportunity to you all to at least consider it. Sit down with me or Laura or whomever invited you or whoever shared this link with you. Sit down and have a conversation. How would this look for you? If you're a full-time school teacher, how can you do this part-time? If you are a an agent with another firm, what does the transition look like? If you're a realtor, how can you help your client through this? You know, the clients that you already have, how can you marry this with what you're already doing? So I'm going to open it up for Q&A. I believe I have to unmute everybody, so just give me a second. Let me figure out.
I'll just add one thing to
Yeah,
that too, Candy, is another thing in your head should be, who do I know? If it isn't for you, and it may or may not be, but or even if it is, who do you know who it also might be good for? You know, that might also be interested in learning more about how money works, and maybe being able to help other people too. And who's someone who has that servant heart.
Yeah, true. And not just individuals. That's a great point, Laura. Thank you. Organizations, churches, women's group. We have a business partner, Ms. Barb. She's talking to women's groups all the time. So, you know, what association are you a member of? If you want to go and teach in the high school, what other organizations, individuals and organizations as well, who need to learn about how money works? So I am going to open it up. All right, let's see. I don't know if I did that right. So, let's see. All right, let's see. All right, so everyone should be able to unmute yourself. Do we have any questions, comments, concerns? Let's see. All right, so now you should be able to unmute yourself.
Got it.
I think somebody, okay, so do we have any questions in the Zoom room? So if you're on YouTube, you'll have to put the question in the comment section. I will reply as soon as possible. But if you're here live on Zoom with us and you have a question, please feel free to ask. If you have a comment, the mic is yours. All right. Oh, we got a comment in the chat. Let's see. Let's see what it says.
Well, I'm fairly new to WealthWave, and I have spent the last 30 years or so in and around real estate, and I'm an agent, but I have also for the last 17 years had my own credit restoration business. And this is the way I have loved to do business. It's about helping people. It's about giving them options. It's about telling them things, sharing with them things that they don't know. So when Candy and I first talked about this, I just had to listen to the video that Kim did, and it was like, oh my God, about helping women. It has just been a purpose of mine that has just kind of ruled my business life. So I'm new to WealthWave. I'm learning all the parts, but it just fits right in with the flow of being a realtor and with the flow of helping people with their credit and helping them understand that they can make their money work for them and they don't have to be wealthy. They don't have to have X amount of dollars. They just have to want the information and learn the steps to get to where they want to be with their financial goals and things that can help them later in life. It is exciting. It is it is exciting. Almost, my goodness, I think I text Candy this morning or last night. It's like, oh God, I am so excited. Just because the energy is here and the momentum is here, and it's just the people to help you, help me. I mean, I have called some of the big guys and ladies and said, hey, how do I say this? Or, hey, tell me about this. I got to meet Kim here in Denver about a month ago. Oh, that was just very awesome. She was here doing an event, and I was invited to come, and it was just what a woman to have as a mentor.
Wow.
What a woman to have, Bill, what a man to have as a mentor. They are just fantastic and have treated me so very well. Along with my team, along with Mariko, along with Candy, along with anybody, Barbara, anybody who I've reached out to, they are just like, okay, yeah, let's talk. Not, I don't have time, I'll call you back, not, you know,
Yeah.
set a time, let's talk. And they give me everything they have. And I'm so appreciative of that.
Well, we are definitely glad to have you here with us, Marlene. Look, let me tell you, the energy that you're receiving is the energy that you're giving out, and I'm telling you, you're awesome, Marlene. And guess what? Marlene and I are going to be together in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I'm Denver. Marlene is going to be having her grand opening for. She's added How Money Works 7 Money Milestone to her company, Caranosa at the Heart, and so. I'm not sure if I pronounced it right. I'm still taking my lessons. So tell us about that real quick, Marlon. We got a couple of seconds for you to tell us about your event.
Well, there's a couple of events along with the grand opening. First of all, my close friend who I have been a part of her team, she teaches small business how to write business plans, strategic marketing, how to start a small business, how to grow a business. And I've been a part of her team for 17 years talking about personal credit moving into business credit. And we decided that we were doing a woman, we're calling it Palabra Social Business Gathering, because I don't like the word networking. I don't like that word. Palabra means word. And back in lots of different cultures, when there was group gathering, there was a stick, a palabra stick, and the person who has the stick gets to talk. And then when they're finished, they pass it on and everybody respects that. So what we're doing is we have a wonderful art gallery right here in the neighborhood, right here in our community. And 2 women own it. And they put the big containers, shipping containers together, and they've created this beautiful art gallery. And we're having a function, we're having this event there, and we've got 16 tables already reserved to have people, women, with their business come and showcase their business. We're going to have a little bit of live music, a little bit of wine, a little bit of tapas, which is nosh, which is what? Snaps.
Order.
Everybody, and the palabra is going to be the mic, so everybody gets to talk about their business for X amount of time. And we get to socialize and we get to be together and we get to have some fun. And a poet that's a good friend of Cheryl's is writing a story that she's going to start the whole session with, because all of our cultures come from storytelling. That's how they recorded history, right?
Right.
So she's writing something for us about women and doing business and the power of women. So that's a function on the 23rd, and that's what Candy's coming in for. And then on the 25th, we're doing at the same place, at the same art gallery, we're doing the grand opening of Carinosa Financial Education Solutions.
Yes, and so we're gonna do the How
Do
Money
I say enough?
Oh, you said plenty. So if you're in the Denver area, that workshop, the How Money Works workshop will be that Saturday morning, but you definitely want to be at the Palagua that Thursday night if you're able, but if not, at least for the workshop that Saturday. And so Laura, when she was talking and she was talking about that stick, and you have to have the stick in order to talk, I was thinking, boy, I could think of a few people that we need to have that. Maybe we'll integrate that into our thing. So
Can you take the stick? Yeah.
Give me that stick.
You're like, why are they struggling over that stick? But what good is it to be in business with people that you can't have fun with? So,
Right.
So Laura, thank you for giving us your interpretation and your sharing your story with us of how to transition into this industry. Marlene, we're definitely looking forward to. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm with us about being a part of this. And like
Absolutely.
both of you ladies,
Absolutely.
you have been rocking your industries for 30 years, and then you're you're talking about this like you're in high school, like you're about to graduate, and the excitement is still there. So I really appreciate you taking the time today. Do we have any other questions from the Zoom room? I saw Lakeisha, she put in there. She said, good evening, always great. She snuck in at work to listen, to kind of tune in. So thank you for doing that. Do we have any other questions in the Zoom room? And of course, to our YouTube and Facebook family, just put the comment, your question in the comment, and we will reply to you. Please get back to the person that invited you, or if shared the link with you. Please reach out to them, ask the question, and as Ms. Laura said, if this is not for you, if this business is not for you, that's fine. Please share it. Refer some people to us, or if you have somebody in mind that could use an extra stream of income or need income, period. Some of us have some of those family members that are constantly coming to us. It's time to cut that cord. Let's hand them an opportunity. Let us take care of them and educate them on how money works. And so I want to thank you all for your time. Ms. Laura, I do want to allow you any last words or comments before I close it out.
I just appreciate you having me on. And the only other thing that I kept thinking in my head is that I needed to say was the idea that we change lives.
Yeah.
And we not only change the lives of the people that we have come on board and do the business with us, but we teach our clients about money, and that changes generationally, because then they're able to teach their children and their children and their children. And so we really do make a huge impact by what we do.
Yes, yes. Thank you for mentioning that. So if you want to get more information about it, please reach out to me, put it in the comments, reach back out to the person that invited you. We are about changing our literacy so that we can change our life. And we want to make sure that happens for you as well. Change your literacy, change your life. And so we're going to close out here of this Zoom meeting. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't worry, stay tuned. I will be coming back later in May, talking about the HR changes so that we can share that as well, because even in the entrepreneurship space, a lot of times we kind of think that we're exempt from HR rules, but sometimes there's that thin line. And so I want to make sure that you're well informed. So here at Martin Business Solutions, we want to make sure that you're informed on that. And also stay tuned for more How Money Works workshops and seminars, whether they're on Zoom or in person, just like we will be in Denver on next month. I will be sharing that information. So thank you all for taking time on your lunch break, on your lunch and learn, to come and share with us. You guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.